Hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Here today in Margate at Hornby's Wonderworks. Right, a very warm welcome to Hornby's Wonderworks. Now I came here on opening day to have a look round. There is a video on the channel, and as I'm down here I thought I'd have a little wander around and see what's changed. And the first thing obviously is where the armoured vehicle was parked in the entranceway is now replaced with this fantastic car. We're just reading here, the Porsche 917, an iconic Le Mans car. This is actually a replica that was built over 10 years, but still, what a masterpiece. You can see the cooling fan on the back there. Let's have a look around the back of the car. Now the reason this is here is because Pocher or Pocher, depending on how you pronounce it. For me it's always been Pocher, but I have heard people call it Pocher. Have just released this model, the Porsche 917. How fabulous is that? It's in the shop for sale. We're going to have a look in a minute. Obviously these kits are extremely expensive, but they are absolutely stunning. The Porsche and then the Ferrari F40 here. And the Ducati motorbike. This one I'm very fond of, the Lotus. The JPS livery. Absolutely fabulous models. Right, so I don't make an identical video to the last one. I'm going to come over here and start on this side to this visit. So if you've been down to the Hornby site in Margate, you know this is the old Hornby factory, and years back they had the Hornby Visitor Centre here. It was closed probably a couple of years ago, and the whole place was refurbished into the Wonderworks that you see here. And basically these go through each area of the branding of Hornby. So this is the Corgi section, and in here we've got film and television, how it's made, the world of Corgi, and the story of Corgi. So let's start with the story of Corgi. I don't propose to go through all the cabinets, but basically just give an idea of the kind of thing that's here. They've got all of the classic Corgi models on display. You see the tram down the bottom here, and Vanguards, Kojak and Starsky and Hutch, and some of the very early tin plate. Anybody remember the Combine Harvester? Then more my kind of era. I think this was the 70s. It certainly had the JPS car there. Can you imagine doing a car for children now with tobacco advertising on it? In the middle here, Triumph dirt bike. Then in the world of Corgi, we've got models from the Aviation Archive. Some fabulous models here. Vanguards does have its own section. And just down the bottom here, you see some of the buses that Corgi have done over the years. Certainly there's the Harry Potter one just in the foreground. Some early Corgi toys. And again Vanguards. Over here is a section that entitled How It's Made. So we've got rapid prototypes. You can see the SLSs that have been made here. First builds, first parts, the die casting process. You can see it just coming off the sprue, this first car, and then gradually as it's matured into the finished painted product. You can see the prototype there for the new Wallace and Gromit train. Yeah, it's good to see, you know, new items in here. I mean, certainly that is brand new, so that's only been added very recently. And in the middle here, some more of the sort of industrial lorries, and certainly the fairground amusements were here last time. I'm very fond of these. I do have one of these roundabouts, but yeah, quite a good fun thing. Got a little motor in it and a sound system. The horses all go up and down when it goes round. And we've got some aircraft along here. Right, moving into Hornby. Look at that, the Triane Puff Puff. Not seen one of those before. And we've got some Hornby 00 sets. I wouldn't have really taken any notice of Flower Fairies, but obviously another brand. But they are 100 rocket, and in the centenary locos. Did anybody get one of these O-gauge locos? I need to one day do a review on the one that I picked up. We've got here the Clan Line Centenary Year loco and the 00 set. These were all released on the Centenary Year. A little packet down here. And then down this side, this was the year of the rocket. The rocket was released, if you remember rightly. Right, let's have a look at the layouts. Oh, a nice big setup, this one. I don't remember this being quite so detailed. Maybe it, I'll have to look at the previous video. Maybe it's very similar, but certainly looks like things have been added onto it. The next section in the Hornby area is popular culture. So we're now looking at the Coca-Cola branded products, some of the commemorative packs, and down here the railway children, obviously Thomas, which was once a Hornby brand. I think it's Bachmann now. There's the Paddington set, the Harry Potter sets here, with the Hogwarts Castle, and here's the Olympic sets. So if you have a look on the channel, just recently I've reviewed the Javelin that you see here. I've also reviewed the train pack over the back there, they're on the channel. The Beatles, yeah, probably don't need to mention much about that. And then finally down the bottom here, the Toy Story 3 train set, which always intrigued me, and the fact that these characters on the top here are extremely fragile, and yeah, I've not seen one of those sets without those broken off, so this is quite a nice touch to have the controller here that you can use to control the locos. I can bring it to a halt. I think I'm controlling the one over the back there, and I'm going to speed it up again. Yeah, what a nice idea to have the control pads in here for the HM7000 system. That's going extremely slow. Let's speed that up a little bit. Quite a nice layout, this one. Quite an interesting track pattern. And here's the other control pad controlling the Class 56, which is just over the back there. And you can see I can bring that to a halt and speed it back up again. Over here, the Hornby story. A lot of information on the wall here, from the 1920s to 1940s, 40s to 60s, 60s to 70s in the trying era, and then 70s to 80s, the revival of model railways, and then 80s to 90s, Hornby Railways becomes Hornby Hobbies. And then in the cabinet here, there's some of the more historical models. You've got the clockwork train from Hornby. I love this Princess Elizabeth. Look at this, 1937. That's beautiful. A Trying Railways train set. There's a Lion Brothers era. The Rovex train set. More Hornby 00. Set over the back here with the 3 rail dating from 1938, and this one down the front here, 1958. And then at the bottom here, some of the more recent models. I say recent, these are 70s, 80s. We've got this one here, 1962, the A4 there, and we've got TT model, the tabletop, the original tabletop, merchant class. And then these are 1992. I do have a Hornby TT120s layout. Actually, it says around here, I was just about to say it's not working, but there's a button push. Let's do that. There we go. It just sprung to life. Didn't last very long, let's push it again. Try that one again. There's a scale I just don't see myself getting into, unfortunately. I think if I was going to go any smaller than 00, I would go straight to N. But yeah, it does seem to be fairly popular. But you don't see many layouts at the train exhibitions. And over here, there's a schematic here showing the route to production. Everything from the artwork, manufacture, design, rapid prototyping, tooling, test shots. You know, when we see the price of some of the locos, it's sometimes easy to forget how much actually goes into producing these models. And then over here, this section is Model Your World. What have we got in here? Original Eurostar there. And the Royal Dalton collection, do you remember those that came with the plates? And then the Hornby TT120 here. Down the bottom we've got the 50th anniversary loco, but also, if you've seen the TV show Model World, this is on the trailer, these carriages, Hornby a Model World. And then over here, Midland Pullman 1-to-1 collection, and the Purple Jubilee train in Tor Valley. And then finally in this section at the top here, probably the best thing Hornby's ever done, the live steam locos. Absolutely amazing, these things, the feat of engineering. So you've got a little cylinder on the back here with immersion heater, circuitry to control the valves, and then yeah, it is a miniature steam train. Becoming more and more rare, I think. Don't see many of them around. And over the back there's the 2007 Flying Scotsman live steam with the second tender. Right, Airfix. So, Airfix, we've got here, oh, this wasn't finished last time I came. How wonderful is this? The airfield. Lancaster taking off. Huh. And we've got the Airfix kits. This is the Airfix story. And this Ferguson tractor, I've always referred to this as the Genesis kit. So this is the first ever Airfix kit from 1949. I think I mentioned this last time. The flight deck. I had one of those when I was a kid. You had to have a long piece of string across the garden and then bring the plane into land. Got the birds there and lifeboat down the bottom. Some of the models from TV and film. The historical characters, do you remember those? I haven't seen those in years. And then at the top here, some of the model kits that have been over the year, plastic models of the locos. And if you look just in the back corner there, you can see the hand controller. First attempt at digital control. Now I do actually have one of those sets, and I'd like to put that to the test against the 01 that I have as well, and see if these vintage controls still work and how good were they. These are artifacts here from a crashed Bristol Beaufort. The crash site was in the grounds of the Church of an Island Rectory near RAF Ballykelly. These are the artifacts here, and then down here's the model kit of the aircraft. Got the helicopters here. See the Titanic there, Mary Rose. Great Western 1937, I didn't even know they did that kit. And down the bottom here you see the newly, or fairly newly released Bond Bug. Been out a couple of years I suppose now. see this section is vintage classics. My eyes straight away gone to the Bentley, the kit I've always wanted to do. The beach buggy. A more up-to-date Bentley at the bottom there. And as a kid I built hundreds of these boat kits. Yeah, can't think what I had. Definitely the Bismarck, definitely King George V. And some Concorde kits here. I did see some of these Concorde kits in the Bristol Museum. You can have a look on the channel. There's a video walking around an actual Concorde, and as I say, in the museum I did have a couple of model kits. And then over this side, how it's made. Again, just going through the process of the drawings, prototypes, the sprues. Here you can see the injection mould tools. I did mention before how pleasing the artwork was, so we've obviously got this Airfix wall here with the Airfix logo, and then all the kits hanging on there, and this seat over this side. For taking a selfie with you as part of the sprue. What a great idea. Right, now moving into the Scalextrics. And I mentioned the Scalextric set last time. It's built with scenes from around Margate, so let's go from this end. So we've got the Lido here. If you know Margate at all, they've got the Turner Contemporary. Over the far side there, that's is now the tourist information, I believe. Then this place here is like an arcade with shops in it. I can't remember the name of it though, you forgive me. We've got the Hornby factory, the clock tower. So Hornby did release this as a scale down model, and yeah, this actually is right in the middle of the seafront in Margate, and it's in Dreamland, one of my favourite places. Got a wonderful scenic railway in there, and the tower block, which yeah, sadly sits on the seafront, and yeah, I know people love it, and people who live there love it, but yeah, it's not the most attractive thing for poor old Margate. So again, split into sections, so how it's made. We've got the research, the 3D prototypes, the classic methods, so how the mouldings were carved and then pantographed down to the correct size. Some of the prototype parts here for the F1 cars, talking about CAD design, and the samples. Right, this section is the Scalextric story. Got the Jordan F1 cars. I've got those somewhere. Williams. And then just here, some really vintage sets. Loving the Bentley. Some of the collector sets here, the sharp-nosed Ferrari, and this one, the Maserati. I think weren't some of these tin play? I think the Maserati was tin play, wasn't it? I can't remember. And you've got over there the Monaco set, the Legend set. Down the bottom here, talking about the new control system, the ARC system. James Bond. Some more classic cars here. And Rossi on his Yamaha. This is the motorbike in the middle there. And then some of today's sets. Right, and Scalextrics at the movies. So obviously James Bond has been quite a big IP for Scalextrics for quite a long time. You see here a very early James Bond set. 1967 saw the first James Bond release. And then here, some more of the James Bond releases. See in the front here the Aston Martin with the ejector seat, the working ejector seat no less. Fab 1 from Thunderbirds, Only Fools and Horses, and the new Mr. Bean, and then here the Starsky and Hutch set. And then Knight Rider, and Back to the Future, and then down the bottom there, probably what I think was one of the best Scalextrics of all time, the Batman Tumbler. You can see here the other Batmobile over the back there. That's a fairly new release. And over here is the greatest hits, the most valuable, the best seller, and the most iconic. So let's start with the most valuable. So this is a Bugatti Type 59. It's considered one of the most valuable and precious replicas of a legendary racing car. Created in 1963, only a few hundred were produced, and these now sell in excess of £5,000. Down the bottom here, these are the best sellers. It says here the Scalextric Porsche 911 Turbo is a timeless icon of speed and precision that's dominated track since it was released in 1977. The mould tool, the tooling remained in use until 1998, producing over 20 different liveries and detailed variants. The Porsche 911 Turbo has sold tens of thousands over its history. And then these down the bottom here are the most iconic, voted by us, the users. And quite nice to see the cube in the middle here. You see all the cars lined up inside, and in the cube on the top.
Oh my god, that red one's amazing.
I'll try not to show everything in here. Obviously I want to leave some things for you to discover, and probably a little bit more in-depth review on the previous video, but it only costs a £5 to get in. There's a coffee shop here, really good shop, and and they do run these sales sporadically throughout the year, and why not come down, have a look around the centre yourself. So I mentioned the Pocher kits. We walk around and here they are in the shop. So here we've got the 917 Golf Edition Porsche. You can see the model up at the top here. The retail price of £789 there, and a further £339 for the case. Here's the Emerson Fittipaldi Lotus 72D. Again, the model at the top here. Very, very special model. 789, and again 330. 339.99 actually for the code. Give you a brief walk around the shop. So here's the puzzles. Yeah, never really got that. And then we've got all the Scalextrics. Some of the Legend sets here. We've got the Cobras, the Daytona pack with the Ferraris. Lots of Airfix kits here. And here's some of the Warlord games. So obviously the gameplay, I'm not really into this, but somebody out there might be. Different infantry for your war games. So accessories for Scalextrics. And all your track. Just gonna have a look in these cabinets while I'm here. Starting along the bottom here, these are models that are not too familiar to me. And then over the back there is the fantastic Union Pacific big boy. These maintenance tractors are quite interesting, aren't they? There we are, various Flying Scotsman models here, and on the end here the steam generator. Again, I've got a couple of videos on that on the channel, and I've got another video coming soon where I try to fix the smoke problem. If you're not aware that my one and some of the others do actually clog after they've been running for a little while, and somebody suggested a solution, so I have trialled it, and it does seem to improve things. A4s, a wartime black A4. I've done one of those as well. Took one of my old Hornby 00 A4s, resprayed it in wartime black, and a 9F with the sound fitted. And this is an Oxford with the Dean with the goods plough on the front. Some of the gold plated Flying Scotsmans. I used to collect the gold plated locos, but they're just out of my price range now. There's so much money. These are £500 each. £500 plus now. Look, 549 that is. Not sure how this is coming out on the video because very reflective cabinet. Another cabinet here for the Hornby's locos. And down the bottom there, some of the smaller locos you can just make out if I zoom in. Tiger. If you're not aware, Oxford is a brand of Hornby now, so they've got a whole section here of the Oxford cars. And what's nice to see is in amongst some of the things for sale, they've got these little cases of some of the vintage cars here. Yeah, very nice touch. Oh, I love those. Look at those. The ploughing pair. They're lovely. £41. Right, this is something new to me. In the sale earlier, did see this Star Trek model. A big QR code at the top here, and if you scan it, you can now view the ship in. Well, it's not really doing anything, but yeah, apparently this should spin round and you should be able to view the model, but yeah, not working very well. I think it's probably my internet connection. These are obviously some of the Corgi IP models. We've got the Iron Maiden and Motorhead trucks at the bottom, Paddington, and then what's that, Joe 90 and the Beatles. Wallace and Gromit in the middle up here, and as I mentioned, Star Trek. And then round here, the Corgi models, which I think are absolutely stunning, but again, you know, they've just pushed out of my price range, I'm afraid. Now that's absolutely lovely. Look at that, the the Triumph motorbike. Yeah, very nice. There's some of the smaller Corgi models. You see down the bottom there the new Wallace and Gromit set that we saw the prototype for inside the visitor centre. In the middle of the shop is the discount section. So here, it's Aviation Archive, £59. This bit is always here. So they have various models here that it's like damaged boxes or, you know, overstocked items. And then some sale items at the end. Some sale items at the end here from Corgi. I do like these. Look at these. Very nice. Over in the back corner, the printing from Humbrol paints, and then the Aviation Archive. Look at the Vulcan at the top there, wonderful, £239. And then into Hornby, you've got all your accessories here, and your track. Full selection of scale CX, and this is the Hornby TT120 range. You can see all of the stock here, and then the TT120 locos. Again, I'm not sure I'm getting a lot of reflection here, and some of the railroad loco selection. And then at the end here, diesels and your sound chips. Range of the Beatles wagons, Christmas wagons here. Now they're going up in price, aren't they? $32.99. Your scaled out buildings here, and this is the new Westwood office building. Got a review coming up on the channel of that soon. When I go back outside to the car, I will show this, get some footage of the front of the building. You see this building here? That's the one we're actually, well, we're in the factory behind, which they do here, this sort of greenhouse effect. You can see that, I just pan up at the roof. You can see the roof has got this sort of effect on the top. So yeah, this is the building that we're actually in. And all your wagons here, all the big wagons. Just spotted the Aventador, Lamborghini Aventador. Wonderful kits. One day, you know, the channel ever takes off, might do one of those on the channel. I'm a long way from that though, I'm afraid. And again, these are some of the sales sections. So you've got the APT down there. There's the 5-car set at the bottom. We've also got a 7-car set down to £410. Turbo motive here. It's got a slight damaged front buffer beam down to £169. Not a big fan of that, I'm afraid, that model. And yeah, there's a couple of other bits and pieces. Let's have a quick look in these two cabinets here. So this site that we're in Margate turned 70 this year, so Hornby have been here for 70 years, and they've got various models that have been released to commemorate that. I won't be getting involved in these locos because they're just very, very expensive, but they've got them on display here with some of the other bits from vintage trying. Very nice. And just a reminder, this weekend on the Hornby website and also in the shop here, they are doing 15% off selected bits of the brand, or selected products. Also on site is this really nice cafeteria with a seating area. Also sit out. Sit out on the patio here. Yeah, very nice. Nice on a summer's day. This end of the building. So if you're not aware, this is going to be where the one-to-one collection is to be housed. This is a brand new train museum. Inside there is already Bittons in there. I think there is also a Eurostar, the Beavertail Coronation class carriage is in there, and I believe possibly also a Black 5. They're all in there already, and they've been working on making the building watertight and suitable for visitors. You can see here the staircase. This is all new. And at the other end where the digger's working, there's a ramp into the building. So yeah, very excited on this one, watching it closely, and yeah, certainly moved on quite a bit from the last time I was here about 18 months ago. Well, as promised, as I walk around the shop, here's the frontage of the building. This is Westwood. This has been the home to Hornby for the last 70 years. And as you see, quite an iconic front to the building here, and part of their 70th commemorative items. They recreated this building in the Scalextric resin models. And today in the back of the canteen is a 50% off sale. So some items 50% off, some of them 30. But yeah, it's all set out to one side, so let's go and take a look. Well, I always enjoy a visit to Margate, and I love coming over to Hornby. Now, I did come down here today because the sale was on, as I say, a 50% off sale. I did pick up a couple of bargains, and obviously I'll be reviewing those on the channel at some point, but I do enjoy walking around the visitor centre. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people preferred the previous version of the old Hornby Visitor Centre rather than this new Wonderworks, but I think this works really well, very artistically done, and just a nice space to be in, surrounded by the hobbies. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed this second visit. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one there. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and why not check out the channel. Lots of things on there, and if you can subscribe, I'll be really grateful. Helps me out, helps the channel out. And with that, I'm going to leave this one there. Say thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.